Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. All of y'all in the chat, I see a lot of familiar faces. Appreciate everyone being here. We probably will have a few more people dropping in later, and hopefully they will come and hang out with us. Before we jump straight into the VC Andrews stuff, something I thought would be cool to look at real quick is the fact that I realize Gypsy deeply, deeply still believes in this hex jar that she claims that Dee Dee did. I don't know if I believe that Dee Dee did it, even though we know that, Dee Dee, like most people from Louisiana, was totally cool with her cultural voodoo, no problem, even though she was Catholic. But whatever happened with that jar, Gypsy talked several times in her emails about wanting to go dig it up. I kind of wonder if she did a jar because in the VC Andrews series, Ruby does powerful voodoo. And if I say anything wrong about the series, y'all who know, correct me real quick in the comments because I've been going over the fan site. That's why I asked all y'all to help me out and let me know if it's pretty accurate. But the books, it's going to take me a while to read them all because they are deeply detailed, which is really cool. But yeah, they have a lot in them. So let me bring up this email. Y'all know I love the emails. Right? The best, the worst, whatever Geppetto says someone else did, she did. That's what makes me wonder, honestly, if she did the hex jar because she's really, really focused on it. Oh my gosh, some of these comments are cracking me up. One said, I love, adore, and worship you, millennial. Hello, my handsome kings and snuggles in the comments. Oh, how funny. Well, let's get this email. Okay, these are between Gypsy and Ryan. We can tell by, Cuddle Muffin and Snuggles, blah, blah, blah. Gypsy says about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 emails down. I still need to figure out how to break that curse, the hex jar. So I thought that was interesting. It's just random there in the middle of some emails. Then there's another one. Let me open that one. Sorry, friends, takes me a minute to share here. One of these days, I'm going to learn how to have them all preset. Okay, this is again between her and Ryan. Ryan refers to his dog and his son and stuff, but it's his mom's dog and his nephew. And considering the things that we know about Gypsy now, I thought it was interesting that she said, honey, you need to get a huggy up pup for little girl when you are away. Just interesting. But here below, she says, blank wants to help us find that jar. She said a metal detector can locate it. I jokingly told her you wanted to dig it up, LOL, and she asked if I wanted to. So I really wonder who it is she's talking about who was interested in helping her dig up the jar. Jules, I just looked at the chat. So this is not related, but I just want to say poopy meds. Oh, man. But yeah, who do y'all think she had interested in helping her? And then there's another one. Let me share this one. Christy, Sammy J said, okay, I believe this might be to Melissa Moore. I'm not sure, but it says, hi, Blank. I was talking with Blank. We were coming up with ideas for my first year out of prison. What are some plans we hope to do within that time span? We were thinking of things that could potentially be highlights if we enter into a second phase of the project. Release date, cosmetic work, wedding redo. honeymoon vacation, first baby, and then she lists fillers, and in the fillers, she says getting first tattoo, job interviews, book tours, sitting down with parents, asking one-on-one questions about the past, and the last thing she says is facing fears, going back to 2103 West Volunteer Way, digging up hex jar. I come across that the first time whenever I was just searching for how many times she mentioned volunteer way and what she said about it. Yeah, like she was, whatever she might say about her shifts in religion, she said she was Wiccan while she was in prison. She changed her official religion to Wiccan, and she started telling people she was Christian again a few months later in her emails after coming out as Wiccan. And then whenever she was discharged, her DOC papers show that she left her official religion as Wiccan. And looking at her emails, I feel like she deeply, deeply believes in that hexture. What do y'all think, friends? And then there was one more, not related to the jar, but I found interesting in regards to what we're about to talk about with the VC Andrews books and how Gypsy really loses herself in fantasies and tries to recreate the stories. This one here, okay, I'm not sure who she's talking to here, but it says she's talking about Star Wars. She says, I actually have seen all the new movies. However, I have not seen Mandalorian or Obi-Wan, but I do have a friend who was telling me about it and even sent me a videogram of little Leia. Smile. My love of the galaxy far, far away started with the prequels. I had all the reference books that describe the planets, costumes, and more, and even character dictionaries. Have you heard of Wikipedia? It's everything Star Wars information site. I used to spend hours on that website learning who is related to who and where they come from. I became so lost within that world, my mother actually banned me for a period of time from anything Star Wars because she feared it an obsession. LOL, it honestly was a way of getting away from my life living with her. I felt if I could take my mind and live in another world, I didn't have to face my own. It's how I coped for a while. The love of stories of heroism. And then it cuts off there. And what I found interesting about this is it sounds like she just kind of let something slip and demonstrated Dee Dee making an attempt to put boundaries on her and pull back her from her obsessions and saying, "Hey, you're getting a little bit too lost in this." I mean, clearly Dee Dee wasn't didn't have a problem with Star Wars. She took Dee Dee to or I'm sorry, took Gypsy to those conventions and everything, but she at one point, according to Gypsy from the sound of it, realized that Gypsy was getting way too far lost, in her mind and these things. Yes, Joy, I agree. A cow tongue would absolutely not fit in a, quart jar, mason jar like she talked about. It would have to be, sliced in half, like long ways, and then probably in quarters again. And the whole thing still wouldn't fit in there. So whatever happened with that jar, I don't believe at all that it's the story that Gypsy has given us, but I do think something happened for her to be so focused on it to everyone. I'm just curious. Yep. Oh, thank you, Into the Weeds. I appreciate it. Okay, so I want to share with y'all the VC Andrews fan site here. Let's go over the basics of Ruby. Ruby Landry. And then there are multiple books in the series, so she gets married a couple of times, so her name changes here or there. So Ruby Landry DeMoss, main character, she's the daughter of Pierre DeMoss and Gabrielle Landry. Now, I thought that was interesting when I first picked up on the Gabrielle name because we saw from Gypsy's Facebook messages with Aaliyah that her and Nick she planned to name her and Nick's baby if they had a girl, Gabriella. Feels like she really lifted a lot of names from this series as we go on, in addition to complete storylines. So she's the daughter of Pierre and Gabrielle Landry. She is also the twin sister of Giselle Dumas, the half sister and wife of Paul Tate. There's a lot of incest in VC Andrews' books. And I have to wonder if that's part of why we see Gypsy being so family oriented in her amorousness, friends. Okay, what did Evil Olive say that's funny? They are always hilarious, and I see everyone laughing in the chat. Oh, there we go. Nice. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed some of VC Andrews' books, but because like the incest is not presented as ideal or anything like that. It's always accidental, but it just makes me wonder if that's why we see so many, weird inclinations in Gypsy, because she seems to have picked up a lot from these. Okay, early life. Gabrielle Landry, Ruby's mother, died shortly after Ruby was born. As a result, Ruby was raised by her grandmother, Catherine. Ruby, at some point, encountered her grandfather, Jack, during her childhood. Ruby showed artistic talent at a young age. Catherine encouraged Ruby to paint nature rather than people. Ruby was raised to be hardworking and value her education. When she was young, Ruby used to play the daddy game, in which she would think about her father and paint him. Until she was 15, Ruby never knew about her siblings or father. So I found that interesting because even though, yes, Joy the book is based in Louisiana, out in the bayous and swamps, and then also partly in New Orleans proper. Yeah, Kung Fu Panda, right? So we know that there was more contact between Gypsy and Rod than what we were initially led to believe. But this made me wonder if Gypsy took storylines here where she contributed to talking about, not knowing anything about her father and imagining blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Says, and Ruby lives a content life with her grandmother. She has a sweetheart in Paul Tate. But one night, after her grandmother witnesses them kissing, she tells Ruby that Paul is actually her maternal half brother. Ruby is hurt. She breaks up with Paul, tells him that they have the same mother. When Ruby's grandmother falls ill, she tells Ruby the truth about her paternity. Her real father is a wealthy Creole man from New Orleans named Pierre Dumas. And she also has an identical twin sister. So I can imagine Gypsy knowing about Mia and knowing about, Rod and Christy and, their whole life there. Rod apparently starting to financially do better and, become a boat captain and all that. I bet she really deeply identified with the thought of, this book and having like, a estranged father, secret father with another family and another life that could have been hers. She's talked about that. So I was surprised to read that exact storyline in here. But, y'all kept telling me I needed to check out the VC Andrews Ruby because so much of her story seems to be lifted straight from there. It's wild. And then this next paragraph made me think a lot of the stories Gypsy wrote actually to Ryan in her emails. In her stories to Ryan, she was always an artist in New Orleans. And it sounds very similar to this. It says, after her grandmother's funeral, Ruby packs her belongings, wears her best dress, and travels into New Orleans, eventually finding her father's house. Outside of the house, a young man drives up, calling her Giselle. The boy reveals that he is Beau Andreas and believes Ruby to be Giselle wearing a costume. Ruby nearly loses her courage, but she goes and introduces herself to her father and stepmother, Daphne. Ruby's father, Pierre, is very kind and gentle and welcomes Ruby instantly into the family. Ruby's stepmother, Daphne, is distant and worries about the effect this could have on their reputation. Giselle is stunned to see Ruby and reacts angrily, storming off to her room. Pierre decides to tell everyone that Ruby was abducted shortly after birth by a nanny, and they never told anyone to give Giselle a chance to be truly accepted. Giselle is told this and initially believes it. Giselle and Daphne make trouble for Ruby while Pierre is thrilled to have a new daughter in his life, but Pierre is haunted by a former tragedy in his past. So Giselle is Ruby's twin sister that she, had grown up with the dad in New Orleans and Ruby didn't know anything about. But listen to this, friends. Giselle pulls several pranks on Ruby, and Ruby retaliates by casting a voodoo spell on her. Giselle is involved in a car accident, which leaves her paralyzed. Ruby believes it could be her fault due to the curse she put on her sister and accidentally tells Giselle. As a result, Giselle forces her to be her servant, threatening to tell their parents what she did otherwise. Ruby begins a relationship with Beau, Giselle's boyfriend, who had been very kind to her ever since their first meeting. So now we have a storyline where the twin sister is paralyzed. But that's nowhere near all, friends. Oh my God. I don't know what you mean, Cherokee girl. But thank you so much for the super chat. Right. It's way, the more we find out, it gets weirder and weirder. Trying to check the chat real quick. Yep. Thank you, Traveler. Okay, so and then this is actually there, like I said, there are multiple books in the series. After Ruby, the next one is, I believe, Pearl in the Mist. And it says Ruby and Giselle are sent to an exclusive Creole school in Baton Rouge. The school places heavy emphasis on the purity of Creole blood. Giselle is still paralyzed, and Ruby is still forced to act as her servant. Ruby and Beau are still seeing each other. Ruby becomes friends with a girl named Abby, while Giselle makes several new friends. Giselle still makes trouble for Ruby and is revealed to have regained her ability to walk later on, making Ruby take all the punishments for the things she had done. So Giselle, apparently, from what I'm understanding, had a medical issue where she couldn't walk, was in a wheelchair, regained the ability, and chose not to tell her family. Exactly what we heard in that video where Gypsy said to Nick that she had a seizure and was paralyzed from it. And whenever she was able to start feeling her legs and move them again, she decided not to tell her mom because she was afraid her mom wouldn't love her as much or give her as much attention. That is a storyline in here. Oh my God. Right, Brady K? Yeah. Hey there, welcome. Yes, very unoriginal. It seems like she steals her storylines from everywhere. And one of y'all mentioned to me, I saw it in comments and I got it in an email. Thank you all for reminding me of this because I had forgot. Gypsy obviously talked a lot about 50 Shades of Grey in the videos and a lot of our messages and stuff like that. 50 Shades, and we know she loves Twilight. 50 Shades of Grey started as Twilight fan fiction. I had completely forgotten about that. Hey, Mom, 2 3 Gs. Yeah, I'm not sure, Zombie, because well, we know that Dee Dee was an extra in Interview with a Vampire, and it sounds like she allowed Gypsy to watch that. And Dee Dee was really into fantasy and those types of movies too. So maybe I just don't know. I'm not sure how or at what age she got a hold of all of these. And I need to go back through the crime scene pics and see if we find VC Andrews' books in there. I know she had True Blood, so all kinds of different vampire movies and things like that, but I don't remember seeing VC Andrews in there. But it's hard to not see all of these, like, the parallels are insane, y'all, insane. Hey, everyone, we still got new people coming into the chat. Thank you all for being here. So, yeah, we just read Giselle pretended to not be able to walk and stayed in the wheelchair in order to make other people take punishments and get attention. It says Ruby and Giselle are forced to return home after learning some shocking news. Pierre has died. The dad died. After the funeral, Ruby and Giselle return to the school, and later they return home for Christmas, where Daphne announces that she has a new boyfriend. Giselle reveals that she can walk, and Daphne considers keeping both girls home for the rest of the year. On New Year's Eve, Ruby spends the evening with Beau, and Giselle has a party, trashing the house. Daphne, furious, sends both girls back to school. Ruby discovers that she is pregnant, and the school informs Daphne. Daphne reveals her rage and envy that the Landry women are so fertile, but she could never have a child of her own. Daphne sends Ruby to an underground abortion clinic, but Ruby decides that she cannot go through with an abortion, runs away from New Orleans back to the bayou. She returns to the shack where she grew up, reconnects with Paul Tate, remember her half brother that she was dating before she found out he was her half brother, and eventually gives birth to a baby girl that she names Pearl. So it sounds like, fertility was a big, big thing. Ruby was so fertile, and that was a big theme of the book and part of the, protagonist argument with her stepmom. So it makes me wonder if that played into Gypsy's constant obsession with wanting to have a baby with everyone, that prove that she's fertile, like Ruby Landry. Oh, good point, Amber. Hey, Ria. I don't know if y'all remember several months ago, whenever I did those painting lives where I painted the sunset scene. It was before the fornication foliage. Um, I did a drawing and Rio won that, and I was able to get it shipped to her. She sent me a cool picture, and so now I have a painting in Sweden. Very cool. Just a second, friends. I got to mute because I'm about to sneeze. Okay, sorry about the little sneezing fit there. I just saw that comment. Oh, so funny. Okay, so then the one of the other books in the series is All That Glitters. And it says after the birth of Pearl, Ruby married her half brother and childhood sweetheart Paul Tate, whom most of Huma is a town in Louisiana, assumed was Pearl's father. And if I'm pronouncing it wrong, friends, I apologize. Assumed was Pearl's father due to an almost great by Buster Treha. They moved into Cypress Woods and stayed on land that Paul inherited from his grandfather and built for him. Now, I got to stop and tell y'all. So, for anyone who didn't hear the last live on this, the grandfather tried to arrange a marriage between Ruby and this Buster guy to benefit the family. Buster was going to give the grandpa money for Ruby, and he felt that Ruby would be like good for his land or something like that. I can't remember. Good for his farm, his business, and stuff like that. Ruby was 15, I believe, at the time. And then part of the story is Ruby didn't want to do that. And so the grandfather chained her to the bed, locked her up, and chained her to the bed. and she had to escape. I swear, friends, the parallels in all the stories are just insane. So yeah, we had Gypsy in the interrogation. Yeah, right, Brooklyn girl. That's why we were talking about it in the last live about this book. We showed Gypsy in her interrogation whenever she was trying to flirt with the cop that they had standing there talking to her, like guarding the door. She started rambling to him about how her mom and then her both were supposed to be part of an arranged marriage to another family, and it would benefit their shrimp boat industry. And her mom fell in love with her dad instead, and they moved to Missouri. She left out the hurricane. So therefore, she didn't have to do the arranged marriages. So no arranged marriage for her. And that's what even though y'all have been telling me for quite some time, that triggered me to think about this again, because I'm like, wait a minute. I think whenever I was looking at VC Andrews' book, whenever they first started telling me, I remember seeing something about an arranged marriage. It is crazy. Hey, Laura. Oh, she must not.
Oops, sorry, I was eating something. My bad. Hello.
You're good. Hey, can you believe the parallels here?
No, I had like briefly heard people kind of like mention it here and there, and then I heard you talk about it a couple times, and then we did the live stream the other day. But other than that, I had not looked into it at all. But everything you're saying is definitely I don't know. I don't want to
It's
sound too
just,
conspiratorial, but I mean it really does sound like too good to be a coincidence.
I know, it's wild. It's almost like every crazy, like really, really dramatic, crazy story we've heard Gypsy tell that caused everyone to side eye her different times. We find some version of those stories in this book, in this series. It's crazy. The arranged marriages and tied to the bed, and yeah, and
Yeah, sorry.
pretending.
You cut out for a second, but yes, no, I totally agree. There's too many parallels for it to not seem a little suspicious, especially since like she already kind of pulls from a lot of different other fictions.
Definitely.
So yeah,
Yeah, and like Twilight and 50 Shades of Grey, we know how much she pulls from those, and those are like sorry, I got distracted by a comment. 50 Shades of Grey started out as fanfic. Yeah,
yes, they're all
several.
connected.
Emma, yeah, several of you told us, and it took a while because we kept getting distracted by FOIAs and other things, but holy crap, y'all were right.
Yeah, no, you guys had a point. It'll be very interesting to see if we ever read emails or see any old communications where she kind of references like BC Andrews at all.
Yeah, I looked for VC Andrews. I searched in the emails and I didn't find it, but occasionally the search isn't the best because of her spelling being so horrendous. But
No kidding. Yeah, but I mean, she had a lot of extra time on her hands to do a lot of reading, so would not surprise me at all.
definitely, definitely. And also, like, there are a few things that it seems like she just straight up never mentioned again once she went to prison. Like Demona, for instance. Almost every other personality she talked about at different times in her emails. Like, she emailed a guy asking if he wanted to chat and, be sexy together, and said, "This is Candy." And another time she's like, "This is Kitty," and talked about her Ruby pics. But Demona is like never there that I saw.
Demona's the evil one, she probably has a
Mhm.
lot more to hide on that end.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm going with that. I feel like certain things that she feels are just too damning, she
Hmm.
just quit. Like, and these storylines, where they come from, might be one of those things that she just never talks about again because it's so obvious when you look at it. If she started saying now that she did read VC Andrews' books, it would be very damning, I think.
No, absolutely. And I still find it incredibly odd that she would even reference Ruby or Candy or any of the other personalities while in jail.
Me too, and that's why I was honestly surprised that she didn't reference Demona, and, I feel like that's one of the ones that she keeps close to her heart. I think that's, like, real, real. The others were just playing around, but I think it was Radiant Brit who said that, she thinks that Gypsy is a character and Demona is real, and I agree. I think that's why she never talked about her again. I think she keeps her close to her heart because that's the real
Who
person.
she really is. Yeah,
Mhm.
I can definitely see it. I tried every time I've tried to give her a little bit of grace or kind of understand her, it's just fallen flat on its face every time. She's just really just scary.
For real, yes, and thank you, Clear Power, I appreciate it. Yeah, I feel the same about the fact that I always insisted on not giving Dee Dee grace
Mhm.
on anything until I saw hard proof, and I keep getting turned around on that. There were a few things that I thought were just absolutely for sure where Dee Dee was definitely doing a wrong thing. Like it really did not occur to me as a real possibility that Gypsy might have actually tr tried to con Dee Dee about the fact that she needed the wheelchair, as opposed to Dee Dee saying, "No, I need you to stay in there for us to be able to live." And, I got to a point where I wasn't mad at Dee Dee about that. I'm like, That didn't really hurt her too much, probably wasn't, whatever, wasn't fun." But whenever we saw that video of Gypsy saying that she didn't want to tell her mom. Like, I don't even know if that's real, but now I don't accept, something as truth just because Gypsy said it a long time ago. But now there is a very big possibility to me that Dee Dee was conned. Like, and then, I thought that there was absolutely, that it was always definitely a. I thought it was definitely known that, well, Gypsy didn't have cancer. That was all a lie. But now more information's coming out, and it sounds like she might have had a type of childhood cancer that was cured with, the treatments that they give for the pills.
Yeah. Uh, sorry. Yeah, no, I'm like 100% with you on that one. I well, initially coming to the story, I just didn't want to, question a victim, and I still feel weird about it sometimes when I see people online kind of coming after us being like, "Oh, why would you say this or why would you say that?" But yeah, just until like even at CrimeCon and stuff, I was telling people, it was like, clearly Dee Dee was a scam. She was this and she was doing that, and the age thing weird. I'll still have to say it, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, it seems like Gypsy had played a bigger part in it than even I was able to admit a couple weeks. It makes
You
me feel
cut
real
out there,
bad.
Laura. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. The gist of it was just even within the last couple weeks, um, my mind has been changed. I really don't know what to believe about anything. It's kind of hard pill to swallow.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, like, so many of the things that, with doing all the due diligence of the available information that we could, we really thought, well, this is factual, and then we get this new FOIA, and a lot of those things just straight up onto our, turned around. Crazy.
It's so
Okay,
weird how these
so
documents can change everything so much.
oh, yeah, and especially the videos because, like a lot of us have been saying, we've had the transcript description of those videos, and I covered it on my channel. I think y'all covered it. A lot of us covered it. But even those of us who read the descriptions and found it horrifying, I for me at least, I still felt completely shocked seeing her sit there and say it, straight out of her own face so casually and
Yeah.
without any signs of distress about it or anything, and giggling and talking about needing to keep it secret. Yeah.
Oh yeah, just seeing the way that she said it, the tone of voice, the smile on her face, the awkward, shy act she was putting on. Um, just to see it is way different than reading it because you can come up with any kind of excuse for that. But
Yeah, when you read the description, depending on how you feel about her, it kind of allows you to project whatever tone you imagine she might have had into whenever you just read the description. But then once we had the videos, well, there's no hiding how she felt about it. We saw
yeah,
right.
yeah, there's a lot of confirmation bias that I see going on both sides, whether you're pro gypsy or anti gypsy. So, yeah, it's really easy to do that, especially when you can't physically see it. But when you see it, there's really just no denying it unless you're just in denial, you know?
Hey, Zombie Jen in the comments here. So, what we found really strange is we're trying to figure out exactly when the film went up over the windows because in the crime scene pictures, we see that stained glass looking window film on there. But we haven't seen it yet in the videos in these foyers. And most of them, the windows are completely like not covered, sun coming in, and we can't find any of trash bags over the windows. So it now that assumption is becoming weird, and we're trying to figure out exactly when it happened and wondering if maybe Gypsy did it so she was making naked videos in the living room.
Well, even with the naked videos or the more risque videos, I mean, you can still see a significant amount of sunlight coming in.
Yeah.
It seemed like she kind of wanted to be caught almost. I mean, in my opinion.
Well, we know from her own messages and emails that she has kind of a kink fetish for doing sex acts publicly. So
Yeah.
she might have wanted to be seen.
I mean, if the evidence adds up, I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing.
Yep, I hear you. Okay, so speaking of Gypsy's video where she was talking about, how her biggest concern is the police and they have to keep their family way of life secret. There's a bit of that here too in Ruby's story because she married her half brother to give the baby that was, I guess, I can't remember at this point now who the babies was because I'm reading so much information here and we're talking about the Gypstein files and my brain's losing details. But
The Gypstein files is freaking hilarious.
oh, I love it. Yeah, I started seeing that on TikTok and Reddit, and I'm like, that is perfect. The Gypstein files.
They're like, who released the Gypstein files? Who released the Gypstein files? And these are a lot less redacted.
Yep. Amber did. Into the weeds. Gypstein file affectionato right there. Thank you, Amber. So, here it says later Giselle marries Beau to spite Ruby and oh, whoops, wrong paragraph. Okay, after the birth of Pearl, Ruby married her half brother and childhood sweetheart Paul Tate, whom most of whom assumed was Pearl's father due to an almost rape by Buster. They moved into Cypress Woods and stayed on land that Paul had inherited from his grandfather and built for her. Their marriage is for show only, as they are half brother and sister. At first, Ruby is happy because Paul takes care of her and Pearl, but then Giselle tells Ruby that Beau Andreas, the father of Ruby's daughter, that's right, I forgot who Pearl's dad was, had broken off an engagement to a French heiress. So she also arrives with the news that Ruby's only remaining family, aside from her sibling Uncle Gene, had died. Later, Giselle marries Beau despite Ruby, and Beau and Ruby begin an affair due to their loveless marriages. So Ruby marries her half brother, and her twin marries the boyfriend that Ruby had been cheating with. And then Ruby cheats with her sister's husband. Like, it is so incestuous and tangled, and it reminds me a lot of Gypsy's triangles with her men, constantly back and forth with Keen and Ryan, and how Keen looks like Rod.
Ken looks like Rod, and Ryan looks a little like Gypsy. Or, I'm sorry, like Dee Dee.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Very odd.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how does this even like, how do you even orchestrate things to line up that perfectly? Like, even if it is intentional, like it's so wild that it just worked
Yeah,
out like that. You know what I mean?
it is nuts. And then we've got Hidden Jewel, and it's describing Ruby as an adult. It says Ruby is now an adult woman living with her family in her inherited father's home in the Garden District. That's in New Orleans. Ruby has become a famous painter in the city and enjoys being a mother to her twin sons, Jean and Pierre, daughter Pearl, and wife to Beau. Pearl's ambition is to become a doctor, something Ruby pushes for since Beau had to give his dream of becoming a doctor up. Her twin boys are extremely close and typical rowdy boys. It's mentioned a few times that when one of the twins got sick, the other quickly followed. Yeah, Ruby, I can't remember if it's been mentioned yet in this live, but in the last one, Ruby and her mom and her grandmother were all supposed to be have inherited magical powers, like Louisiana voodoo magical powers, and which is something we heard Gypsy tell Nick in her drunk video or high video where she was ranting about being a Christian and a witch.
Mm.
She said, I was born this way. My mom was born this way. Her mom was born this way. So it's another one.
Yeah, and you
Um,
said that this book takes place in Louisiana as well?
yes. Yep.
Oh
New
my god.
Orleans.
Wow.
New Orleans and Huma. While celebrating at a grand art reveal, Ruby is informed that Nina, her family's retired cook, is dying and has asked for her. Although she wishes to go, she listens to Beau and stays for her art show. As soon as it ends, she races to Nina but finds she is too late. Nina's companions tell Ruby that she wanted to warn her about something, but Nina would only tell Ruby. Ruby is distraught, but her family brushes off her concerns. It becomes clear that Andrea's family only that in the Andreas family, only Ruby holds to any spiritual beliefs of voodoo. I like I showed in the emails previously, like whatever she might say about her Christianity and stuff, like I think Gypsy still deeply, deeply believes in voodoo.
Oh, absolutely. There's no denying it. You can tell from
Mhm.
like even her exploring Wicca kind of just shows that she was trying to look to a more supernatural, mystical side. She's never really stopped.
Yeah.
Which, you know, teach their own, but just her and all of her shit makes it concerning.
Let me try and find that real quick, Cherokee girl. Take me just a second, guys.
Oh, the cookies? Yeah, I think I know
That
what she's
was
talking about.
really weird how much it looked exactly like Dee Dee's outfit when they went to Disney.
Yeah. And I really don't think it was intentional, but I mean, that
I've
is an odd coincidence.
I've come to believe everything is intentional with Gypsy because, like, I don't know how there could be this many coincidences.
No, that's fair. I never know what to believe. I'm
I get you,
constantly
yeah.
changing my mind. It's like so confusing.
I can't find it at the moment, Cherokee girl. I will, if anyone wants to email it to me, I'll put it up.
If my phone wasn't so glitchy, it'd probably stop on me. I think I have it saved somewhere, but it might kick me out.
Definitely, Annie. I love the South. I lived down on the Gulf Coast for a while and spent so much time exploring all the like Bay St. Louis, Gulfport, Mississippi, Ocean Springs, Mississippi, and then regular New Orleans proper and everything. And oh man, it just beautiful, beautiful, and so much history and lore. But anyway, so says tragedy strikes when Jean is bitten by a cottonmouth. That's one of Ruby's twin boys. When they arrive to their vacation home and dies, Pierre witnesses the entire event, during which he tried to get Jean to turn back unsuccessfully. The guilt and tragedy cause Pierre to withdraw himself to the point of lapsing into a coma. Distraught, Ruby seems to have a breakdown, assuming Jean's death is the warning Nina wanted to give to her. Feeling the blame rests solely on her for the bad spirits and demons that follow her for her sins, she disappears suddenly and leaves nothing more than a note to her family. The note tells them that she has learned of a voodoo ritual that will end their bad gree and will restore Pierre. She does not know when she will return, if ever. It makes it clear that if she has to die for her family, she will. Paul searches for her until finally she finds her. Oh, Pearl searches for her till finally she finds her in the cypress woods, alone in her old studio in the attic. Ruby tells Pearl how much Paul loved them and how she selfishly ignored that love for her own happiness. She believes that Paul's death is on her hands for turning a blind eye to his suffering. Ruby tells Pearl that she slept on her grandmother's grave and learned what she must do. She sketches a picture of Paul, then burns it, finishing the ritual she set out to do. She tells Pearl that Paul was trapped, and by doing this, she has freed him. Confident it is over, she returns to New Orleans with her daughter. And once again, that's taken me back to the hex jar that she's obsessed with because I really think she did something in the jar. Not Dee Dee did something to her. I think she did something in the jar that she wants to undo.
I could definitely see that. Also, real quick, I'm sending you the cookie thing. I found it on Reddit.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Okay, I just emailed it to you, and I couldn't find the original post, but where I just found it is from Hickson Flay 7737. Okay, a bunch of numbers. But yes, I
Awesome.
emailed it to you.
Yeah, Cherokee Girl, I was saying earlier, like, everything that Gypsy said about that spell doesn't make any sense. You can't fit a cow tongue in a quart mason jar without, cutting it in half and only using a little part of it or something. And a tongue spell in voodoo, in Louisiana voodoo specifically, is not about love. It's to stop communication. So everything she said about Dee Dee doing that just didn't make any sense. And Dee Dee is, she's born and raised deep South Louisiana Cajun. I feel like Dee Dee would have known.
She would know.
And yeah, so I feel like Gypsy did something and, as per usual, tries to project it onto Dee Dee. And, Joy, everybody's got their own opinions. My only point here, it's okay whatever anyone believes. But my only point here is I think Gypsy deeply believes that it's real because she talks so much about wanting to go dig up that jar.
Yeah, I mean, who cares what is or isn't real at the end of the day? If someone believes something's real hard enough, they'll do crazy shit just to try and make it happen,
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Panda Butt 12, they did. Gypsy and Bree had someone on a live stream. I don't think it was Voodoo. I think it was just a regular, like, sympathetic witchcraft type thing. They had someone doing a little hex.
Oh, I missed that one.
Yeah, that was last year. So,
Oh boy.
yeah, Bree brought him up and had Gypsy on her panel.
Believe or don't believe with, what you want or whatever, but there's certain things that even if I'm not sure about it, I don't want to disrespect it, and I want to be very careful with it. And I feel like those two people are not the kind of people to show something the respect and care it deserves.
Yeah. Yeah, Fox and Faye, she loves her trophies.
Unfortunately, that's what it seems like. It really
Yeah.
does.
Yep, they absolutely are, Mighty Mulatto. Okay, so let's see. It says Pierre does not waken from his coma instantly. He does emerge after a few days with Ruby by his side. Ruby believes they will finally be okay. And that's the end of the breakdown. I'm going to find some more detailed ones and get maybe some Kindle copies of the book so I can easily search them instead of just sitting here, reading the whole book to everybody. But Yeah, the parallels are just wild. Oh, thank you for reminding me, Cherokee Girl.
Oh yeah. I'm looking at it again and yeah, it's weird. It's really
It's
weird.
really weird. Yep.
It's really weird.
I'll have it up here in just a second, y'all.
Do 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 do. I forgot to change my profile picture before coming back on in here. Oopsie.
People keep thinking we got Ryan on panel.
No, I'm sorry. It's just me.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that crazy, y'all? So those are the cookies that Gypsy had made for Aurora's first birthday. And that picture of Dee Dee at Disney World with her, like it's the same picture.
Yeah, even like the shape, just everything. It's exactly the same.
Yep. I did hear though from Audrey that it is a 15-year-old boy who made the cookies. So I hope no one reaches out to him because he probably really didn't understand.
No, absolutely not. And see, that was the only reason why I thought mate like if Gypsy would have made him herself, I'd be like 100%. But then I'm like, what did she have to say to the boy to get it to look so similar? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah. So I don't know. I can go either way on that one.
Yep. I'm I'm real curious. I'm sure Gypsy will have a story. And she'll probably throw the kid under the bus and be like, "Oh, I just asked for regular cookies and he just made whatever he wanted."
After reading all of the emails and watching all the videos, the idea of a 15-year-old boy making these cookies for her is terrifying.
I agree, honestly. Yeah.
Like, just there's plenty of adults, you know. I know a particular cookie lady that you could probably reach out to, Gypsy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she had a cookie lady for the baby shower that
Oh
remember the
yeah. She kind
cookies
of
with
hung
the
around
baby's
too.
face printed on them. Oh, they look so creepy.
Oh boy. I remember that, yeah. Yeah.
Some people said they think the cookies are supposed to look like Miss Rachel, that her birthday was Miss Rachel themed, the birthday
Yeah,
party.
that's what I was hearing.
So I'm going to pull up an image of Miss Rachel real quick for everyone.
We love Miss Rachel here. I don't know anything about her other than I like some of the things she stands for.
I'd never heard of her.
I don't watch her show, obviously. I don't have any children or anything, but you
Gotcha.
should Google her. She does some cool activism work. She's cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Miss Rachel. So I mean,
It's not a dress.
it's no, it's really weird. I'm trying to think of how to give grace here on the cookies because maybe they're round, but like it's not hard to have cookie cutters with little legs, like gingerbread man, and do an actual Miss Rachel. Like it just looks like an exact. Oh wait, is that not Miss Rachel?
I think it is. It's kind of small on
Someone
my
in the
screen.
comments said it's not. Like I said, I haven't watched, so I might have the wrong thing because I just Googled real quick.
Oh, let me Google. Hold up. Mrs. Rachel.
Someone else says that's her.
It looks like her, but she's really small on my screen, so I couldn't tell you.
Leland, this is the first comment of yours I've seen. Okay, well, Gypsy kind of cosplayed this outfit. So if that's not her, it's probably someone else dressed up like her. Someone says it's a copy, very similar. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I can send you a. Oh yeah, okay. I see the picture that you got on. That's not the same lady. I'll
Okay,
send it
my
to
bad.
you. I'll send it to
Yeah,
you real
people are saying
quick.
that's an outfit, but
But
not.
still, I'm looking at this and she's still wearing overalls. She's not wearing an overall
Mhm.
dress. I'll email it to you once my phone stops being stupid.
Thank you.
But yeah, definitely not a dress. And those cookies that look like a dress.
Yeah, and like I was saying, I guess you could say, well, the cookie is round, so that's why, but it's so easy to make a cookie with little legs.
I mean, it's still not like a round cookie. It's still like very specifically shaped.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hey, that's cool. We might be reaching on this one. Just seems weird.
Oh yeah, I'm not making any claims. It's just a weird coincidence, I'll say. I just sent you a picture of the real Miss Rachel.
Yeah, Dee Dee was wearing a dress there, Jules.
But still the exact same outfit between the one that you have up on screen and the one I just sent you.
Oh, okay.
But still same outfit, you know.
Yeah, it's too big for me to show for some reason, but yeah,
Oh,
it's just pants overalls, but
oopsie.
just another weird thing in the Gypstein Chronicles.
Gypstein. Is that official now?
I think it is. I think it should be.
The Gypsy. Yeah, I've seen it with enough random commenters. You know how one person
Yep.
says something and then it just catches on. I've definitely seen it. So
We got Gypstein Files, Gypstein Chronicles, the Gypstein Saga.
yeah, yep, just less redacted.
That's what I said, cinnamon. At least it's not the yeah, those looked so weird.
What? I totally missed that. Was that a
Oh,
part of the Gypsy thing or?
no, it was it's the cookies we were just talking about where the baby's face from the ultrasound was printed and that's this comment is exactly what it looked like.
I
It
feel like
looked
I'm gonna have to
bad.
go back and look that up myself. That's crazy. What's up with Gypsy and cookies?
I don't know, it's weird. And well, is it a Blanchard thing? Remember Rod and the cookie lady?
That's what I'm saying. Like the cookie
Yeah.
lady, there was the other cookie lady that hung around for a while. There's cookies here. She's like, oh no, it's a brownie. Never mind. I was thinking the brownie video was a cookie video. My bad.
Yep.
Okay, I guess that's where it ends.
Oh, we got Brandy joining us. Brandy, back in the
Yeah.
day, hey Brandy.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Back in the day, Brandy was friends with Christy and is kind of newly turned to the truth train by this video, the recent video FOIA documents. And I thought it would be interesting to hear Brandy's perspective on all these parallels with the Ruby VC Anders books. It's crazy.
I've been falling down that rabbit hole and I'm kind of shook.
Right?
Like, I had read like you, The Flowers in the Attic. And so I'm like, wait, what? I had never read any of the other series because it was just too crazy.
Yeah.
And then looking at what the stuff you sent me to look at, and I'm like, oh man. Oh man. There's some things you can't unsee.
Right. And, like some are saying, it could be coincidences, but like there are so many. Like it's nuts.
It's at least
It,
fun to look at, if nothing else.
Yeah.
right. I
And
seen Amy said that Gypsy is trolling Christy with all of the cookie theme stuff. I haven't seen any of it.
oh, that's funny.
Oh shit, you're not
I didn't even think
wrong.
about that.
Oh my god. She gets a little bit of PTSD every time. That
The cookie
sucks.
lady.
And
Yeah.
I haven't talked to anybody, so okay,
Yeah.
I'm kind of shocked with that, but okay.
I
Yeah, I
don't. Do
mean,
y'all remember that? Leland's comment here says, "Remember Gypsy eating the expensive cookies on a live stream?" I don't remember that, but I could see that. That'd be funny.
I don't either because I just didn't watch a lot of it, even though I was what everybody called a Gypstan. I didn't watch a lot of it because it drove me crazy.
Yeah.
She was a lot. Even when I kind of liked her, like I was like, oh, these videos are just like boring. There's no substance to it.
It
Right.
feels like Gypsy is always acting. And in that one email that I read, I thought it was really interesting where she talked about being such a theatrical child and that she had the scene down from Interview with a Vampire where Claudia cuts her hair. I think she said from the age of 6 or something like that. And I've noticed like almost always she is doing a big act of emotion, bad acting like Aunt Edna said here, but it's always an act. And I really pay attention whenever we hear her speaking with no emotion. It almost sounds like feels like a mask slip or something.
Mhm.
And I saw it a little bit when she was on the stand, even though, some act came in here and there, but I think she just was afraid to tell, too many lies on the stand, even though she did
Right.
some.
Well, when she's, acting to what she's trying to portray because the voice is higher. Even now.
Mhm. Yeah.
Even now, she gets that higher pitch to her voice, and that's when you know it's bullshit. I mean, all of it is, but at that point, it's definite.
Yeah, I remember, Ryan saying, "Oh, she knows how to turn on that voice whenever she wants something." It's like, "Yeah, Ryan, we all know that. We
We
can
knew
see
that
it."
before he did.
Yeah.
Duh.
She turns on that voice because she thinks being young like that is sexy, which is like terrifying. Come on, Ryan, you were a school teacher.
Right.
Mhm.
A
Well, and,
school teacher to special needs kids, and we see the way that you talk about Nick, and then also Gypsy is also special needs. You're just seeming weirder and weirder by the minute.
Yeah. Very
Fits
strange.
and giggles, I don't if you look at the act, and I think it was 1980, I was telling this the other day, that I don't know how far-fetched the act was. I mean, they played more on the medical side of things too, but there was a lot of dramatization that they added to that we always thought was overkill, and now I'm watching all this stuff going, "But was it?"
Which parts?
Like, they did a lot in there. I meant to rewatch it. I've gotta go back and rewatch it. It's been so long. But they
I've
do
never
show
seen
her
it.
stealing things at the mall, like the computer and things like that. They, let's see, they have her sneaking to get the mail. That was a weird thing in
Mhm.
there. And then all of the sexting back and forth. They were showing, as far as they would on Hulu anyways, the things like that. And, the name that I don't like to mention did In Touch articles debunking everything the act got wrong. And I'm looking
Wow.
at that now, and even then I said, "But is it? Are we sure that they got it wrong?" And now I'm
Uh,
looking back going, "I
The
need to
only
go rewatch
thing
it."
Yeah, that's interesting because 'cause I've never seen it, and, all I've ever heard from everyone is that it focused on really, really showing Dee Dee doing medical abuse. I didn't realize that they also showed Gypsy, stealing
Well,
and
like,
stuff like that. That is interesting that they put in
they
there.
talk about her having a sugar allergy and Dee Dee, like, losing her mind because she's eating a cupcake at a party one time, and, um,
And
they
we
did
know
the
that's
Comic
not true
Con. Right. The Comic
'cause
Con
we
thing was weird that how they portrayed it and how they showed Gypsy getting to the hospital to Dan. That was really weird. Um, a lot of it was wrong, of course, because it's dramatized, but
yeah,
the things that we always thought they overdid on Gypsy's side, now I'm going, I don't think so."
interesting, gotcha.
on Gypsy's side, I would say yes, I agree with what you're saying for the most part, but it also definitely did a really good job of making her seem super innocent,
Right.
and it painted Dee Dee out to be like way more evil than I really ever thought that she was. Not that I think she was perfect. I'm sure there was some toxicity within that household. But that's what I remember the most from it is how abusive they painted Dee Dee. It was a very odd thing. I kinda wanna go back and rewatch it. But I do remember those In Touch articles, funny enough. I must have been like, "Psh, oh, I must have been like 18 when those came out, but I remember I was
She's
sitting with
such the baby.
I remember I was sitting with my ex-boyfriend and we were looking at it and we're like, oh my goodness, we didn't realize that the act took advantage of Gypsy and told her story wrong. We're so glad that somebody reputable is finally going to come in and make everything good.
We should do a comparison of that now with what we know and what they had in that.
Yeah, I'll rewatch it. I'll rewatch it. I have Hulu.
Yeah, I
And
still
then
haven't seen it.
and the other one that they had done, I think it was Lifetime had done, what was that one called? I can't remember what they just took the story and made their own, and like they shoot her in the end and take off, and they catch them in the pool at a hotel. I don't remember what the name of it was. Anybody in the chat remember what that one was?
They shoot her? Dee Dee?
Yeah.
I must have definitely missed that one.
Yeah, they took it like they took Gypsy's story and made it its own a different spin on it, so to
Kind of
speak.
like
But
how oh shoot, what's the Quentin Tarantino movie where they let Sharon Tate live? Do you know what the Hollywood thing?
yeah.
Kinda
Oh,
like
what was that
that.
one called? Um,
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that's what it was. How they just kind of like reimagined it.
let me see if I can look this one up. Lifetime movie.
But that kind of vibe.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Like a reimagining. That's really odd.
Love You to Death. Love You to Death is the name of it.
And it's a Lifetime movie.
Let's see if it's on Lifetime. I want to say it was Lifetime, but good Lord.
Because they're known for their creative liberties, that's for sure.
Right. The director is Alex Kalamios, and the writer is Anthony Jasinski. It's Emily Skeggs, Marsha K. Hayden, and Brennan Kilcook were the actors. I'm trying to. Doesn't say on here where it's at. I pulled it up on IMDb.
Yeah, I never heard of that one. I couldn't even get through her actual show, to be honest.
Oh, so boring.
Yeah, recently I've been watching I've been trying to get into Sister Wives like super late. And so since it's in the reality TV sphere on Hulu, I always get recommended the Life After Lockup, and I'm like, "Oh, yikes."
Yeah, well, the problem with the documentary that she just did is they aired everything on social media before it ever got to the TV.
Right?
So we knew already before it ever aired, nobody cared to watch.
I mean,
And
like
some
how
of
she
them
was emailing TMZ the stuff and being like, don't say it's me, breach my NDA.
Mhm. Oh,
And-
absolutely. They
and all of
definitely
them.
huh?
Sorry, my bad.
They definitely have a TMZ contact because I actually have their number. So
Oh wow. Yeah, no, we saw in the prison emails that they definitely have a TMZ contact, but the funniest thing to me is some of the most like juicy stuff that's happened in the Gypverse like totally was completely ignored by the TV show. Stuff that could have like gotten ratings, honestly.
right. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
most definitely.
And they just are like, nope, not touching that.
What do y'all think
Experiences
about
from me with the Blanchards? Okay.
remember whenever Lifetime released like that sneak like behind the scenes or something or other? I think it was on TikTok, and it was that clip of Gypsy sitting there talking to Ken saying that Ryan found out that she'd been texting him since February because that wasn't in the show.
I
And
remember that.
makes me think, I don't know if y'all have seen Barry in Bed, but it makes me think her theory about the Lifetime crew actually hating Gypsy and editing things badly for her might be right.
I mean, I don't think you're incorrect. I don't think she's incorrect.
No,
Or at least
I don't
half
think so
true.
either. I know that we were told the breakup when that happened was completely different than they showed on the show. Completely.
Yeah.
Like I had been told that Gypsy called Mike. She was locked in the room or the bathroom, something like that. And he called Christy or he called Mia, and then they went and got her. And they didn't want Christy to go because Christy and Ryan didn't get along. and Gypsy was scared of her life, and they had to have the cops go over there while they went and got her stuff out of the apartment, which they showed a segment of that with them getting the pictures. But then before that, they had shown her going in there to get all of her stuff out, remember? So
Yeah.
it's like, it was nothing we were told that happened showed on the show. So I don't know which storyline is true.
All of that, and Ryan is still simping. Come on, dude.
Right.
It sounds like, oh crap, there was another scenario. Oh, it reminds me of her scenario where she was so scared of Woo Woo Bestie. So scared. They had to call the cops and
Oh.
blah, blah, blah. Didn't know what they were going to do. Felt so harassed, afraid to go anywhere. Now she hangs out with her all the time.
They're
Well,
best friends.
that was where I threw a fit. I don't know if y'all remember the little video I did about them hanging out with her. And, you know, we had gone so far as to we were going to get the FOIAs of the incident because they were supposed to be scared. And Kendall and I were like, look, if y'all don't go file a police report and do the bare minimum, we're not going to keep doing this. And when they wouldn't do that, we threw our hands up. Next thing I know, they're all hanging out in besties and she's moved her in. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Something I do notice is the only antagonists that they show are the ones that it seems they can control.
Mm-hmm.
And the most interesting antagonist, in my personal opinion, that had the most interesting storyline was not shown because they knew they couldn't control that lady at all. I will give her that. She cannot be controlled.
It's so funny.
So guys, I don't have a whole lot of behind the stuff scenes with them because I wasn't one, in my opinion, because I was never asked to lie, but I wasn't one that would lie for them. So I don't think that they knew they couldn't control me, for one, and they knew I wouldn't lie. And the same, I just talked to Natasha Cooper about this last night, the same with her. In one of the FBI people said that they didn't need to lose their bulldog, talking about Natasha. And that was when Natasha said, y'all can kiss my ass. I ain't nobody's bulldog. And she realized they were trying to do the same to her, to have her fight the battles that they were all creating.
Well,
And
hasn't Natasha kind of been back and forth with the Blanchards in the past years like that?
yeah.
I
But
thought so.
she's like me and kind of drew the line. She's kind of done with it too.
Gotcha.
And she said she told Christy the same thing, probably around the same time as I did.
Interesting.
And so, like the stories that Katie has that she was sharing on Perez's, I'm not going to have those kind of stories because I didn't do in the dirt. I just, none of that rings true with me. And of course, I don't trust anything Katie Joy says, but
Facts. Oops, my bad.
I think there's ulterior motives there, in my opinion. Sorry. I just do.
There is with a lot of people, I feel like, but it is what it is.
Yeah, Evil Olive, I agree. Let's see.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a little creepy.
Especially now that we know everything we know about Gypsy trying to pet play with every single dude she's ever been with.
Fluffy Muffin, will Christy sell out on Gypsy? Nothing is too far-fetched, to be honest.
Honestly, I think wherever the money and attention lies is wherever the rest of the family will probably inevitably go.
People are saying Woo Woo Bestie is living at Rod and Christy's. Yes, she is.
Oh, really?
Christy moved her in. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I've heard
I didn't realize it was
rumors. I don't know. Is it?
And I probably wasn't supposed to share that, but I don't know allegiance to nobody. So.
Oh shit!
Wow. Okay.
Is it without?
I don't know if she's still there. She was. Let's put it that way. So I can't say if she's still there, but she was for a little bit.
Is it without saying things? Is it like for the rumor that's been going around about why she needed to be there?
What was the rumor?
A divorce?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Problems at home. I'll say that much.
Yeah. We can talk privately, but yeah.
Okay.
Yikes. That sucks.
How interesting. So they were afraid for their lives from this lady, and she lives with them now.
Yeah, that's insane.
But if you notice the video Gypsy and Woo Woo were doing the other day, the live they did,
Uh-huh.
they were in Christy's house.
Huh.
Yeah, I remember a lot of people were like, "Why would she go and stay over there?" Or like, "Why would they hang out at their mom's house when they live like kind of far away?" But
Yeah, and I don't think
yeah, that
Christy and
makes
them were home.
sense.
I think they were at the hunting lease of the lake or something.
Pink
Yeah.
Nightmare, that's AI. It's not real.
Oh, what my? Oh,
Yeah, the
yeah.
husband, sorry,
It's
someone in
not
the
real.
chat.
It's from Reddit. I said on the last live who did it. I forgot off the top of my head.
Yeah, Woo Woo, I never trusted her, just didn't like her vibe back whenever, she went to the vigil and then drove by their house and everything. And I took a little bit of heat from it because a lot of people felt like she was being really put upon by the Blanchards, but it's just I cannot believe that she lives with them now.
Right,
Yeah,
it baffles me. I can't understand going from being scared of somebody to moving them the fuck in. Like,
it's because they were never scared of her. It was
they weren't.
all a
It was
setup from the
attention.
beginning. Yeah, I mean, I never thought that initially speaking, but I always kind of didn't like her vibe. But that's none of my business. You don't have to like
Mm.
everybody.
So funny.
Yeah, no, it's definitely gotten weird. And then that whole like my body, my choice thing that she was putting online about Gypsy, I really don't understand what the hell that was supposed to mean.
I
I
have
was
no
very
idea.
confused. Like, okay, I'm not the only one.
Because like
I
I
have
agree, my body, my choice, but did Dee Dee make that
I don't
final
know how it
choice?
applies to this situation at all.
It doesn't. It
Lost.
doesn't. If you're
So
trying to
lost.
say that she can be kinky, then I agree. Anyone can be, but like it doesn't mean that things aren't adding up to make you look really weird.
So in
Don't
that
feel
area,
stupid.
guys, it's really a small area. The population is not very thick, so everybody knows everybody, and half of them are related. And down the line, it's just kind of that area.
It's not face Fred in the comments. Don't feel stupid for falling for it. Like there was a lot of people that felt that way, and I've fell for other people's ex at different times. So none of us
Oh
are
yeah,
immune
I
to
felt
that.
for things
No
before for
need to feel
sure.
away.
Y'all, I've been friends with them for years, and it's been a huge wake up for me.
Yeah. It can happen to anyone.
But I needed proof. I needed physical, tangible proof, not people's word that so and so told them, or I didn't want it. I needed proof.
No, I get it. Would you say that these FOIAs are kind of a little bit of that?
That's that, and that's with y'all putting it out. It's been like that was my eye opener. It was like, holy shit. Everything the rumors were in 2019 are true. And I had to tell Natasha that last night because those that hate Natasha, y'all, guess what? She was saying these things in 2019 because she had been told by individuals and different people, but she wouldn't show the proof. And that's what I told her last night. You wouldn't show the proof. I ain't believing nobody. You don't, you got to show it to me in black and white.
Um Chelsea, Woo Woo is Ivory Rose Grows Wild. And last year, on one episode of Life After Lockup, they had Christy and Gypsy call the cops over there after Woo Woo live streamed driving by their house, screaming, come catch me," saying she wanted to fight Gypsy at McDonald's. And I was like, wow, she seems really out of pocket. Like, I don't like Gypsy, but like that, she seems totally unhinged. That was my commentary on it. And yeah, then in no time, weirdly, they Woo Woo tried to raise $20,000 to get a lawyer to go after the Blanchards and stuff like that. She claimed the Blanchards were in with the cops and had her and her husband pulled over and all kinds of crazy crap. And then turned around and became best friends with them. And now she lives with Christy and Rod, apparently.
Crazy how life shakes out. Is it
Right?
true that they're related? Someone said that like Woo Woo Bestie and Chrissy were related.
I was hearing rumors of like cousins, like twice or third removed or something. I don't know.
Gotcha.
But we hear that about a lot of them. So I really don't know.
Down there, it seems to be pretty common anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, back in the Ozarks, I'm related somewhere down the line to, half the people or more in Southwest Missouri because my family's been there for so long. But so that does happen. They might be. MKDD here says that Ivy Rose Grows Wild's uncle is best friends with Rod. And I saw a few people say that her family had something to do with the golf cart that Gypsy was driving.
Oh, wow. See, and
Worked on it
I've
or
heard about the uncle being friends with Rod quite a few times. So I'm leaning that that is probably pretty accurate.
gotcha.
And I'm seeing a
Yeah.
lot of people in the chat not liking Sheena. Evidently, Sheena's been starting a lot of crap.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Oh, Misha Tamisha said that actually came from Woo Woo.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
At least she's being honest.
Yeah, and see, I don't follow enough of it. Like, people have to text me to tell me what's going on because half the time I don't know.
Nah, I
I
feel
get
you.
I get my info on, what's happening with them currently on Reddit. I don't watch
Same.
any of their stuff. But like we have so much information with the FOIAs and like I'm still finding wild stuff in the emails after all this time that I just don't I feel like there are enough people covering their current actions.
Well,
I
and
don't
what I'm
Yeah.
getting is we'll see some of these videos and then you'll remember something you've read in emails and then you're able to
yeah.
put it together and it's like mind blown.
So
Yeah,
many parallels.
and the more time goes on, like the more information that comes out, then we go back to things like her book and stuff like that. I've been
Mhm.
going back to her book to compare to stuff in the emails and stuff in these videos, and it really starts showing a pattern emerging of how her stories change. What she will say in private versus what she'll say in public, what she'll say to one person versus another. And it really starts giving you an idea of how she shapes her narratives and why she's doing it. It's always to cover her ass.
Mhm.
Because
Yep.
the one person who was covering her ass all those years, well, she killed her.
I always laugh when people bring up I saw somebody say payroll. I've always laughed about being everybody saying that I was on the payroll for a long time. I'm like, dude, I need that payroll. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I don't know how much expendable income they really have to put
They
that many
don't.
people on a payroll.
Yeah, they don't. They didn't make that much. Like Katie Joy was saying, the figure she was throwing out last night for the documentary is not true. That wasn't what they were making. Um, it was considerably less. And so there's not a lot of expendable income. I mean, Rod makes decent money, but not to
Be
pay
paying
all
people
these
off.
people. Yeah. Not to pay me off. That's for damn sure.
Crystal 1, from what I understand, she was arrested like at 1 a.m. on the 27th, was it? Or 26th?
So
27th, I believe.
I heard somebody say, maybe it was even Audrey or someone said that she had gotten arrested and then she went to the party, but that's not accurate, is it?
I
It
mean,
was
hell,
like
they
she
might have
went,
bailed her out. I mean, it was early in the morning. It was like 1 or 3 AM, something like that.
Mhm.
but the party was before or after the arrest?
Well, wouldn't they have had the party on the 28th?
The
The birthday?
28th would have been the birthday party, yeah.
So she probably would have like get out of jail and then go to the party.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Okay, so they weren't kidding. I was just like so
I mean,
confused by that.
I don't know if she was at the party or not,
Well, those
but
pictures were they not from the party?
oh, I don't know. Was there
Did
Oh,
you
I
see the
haven't even
picture?
seen any of that.
Oh, you didn't see the picture. There's like a picture of it's Bree, Gypsy, Sheena. Sheena posted it. It was the one that Audrey got tagged in, and then like Sheena deleted it. But yeah, it was like
Oh,
Bree,
okay.
Audrey, Sheena, Christy, Ivory, and maybe somebody else. I just forgot.
You know, I asked this question last night, and they didn't seem to think that this was a possibility, but let me ask y'all. Do y'all think that it is highly probable that the Bree arrest with the stuff in the car and all of this story was a setup to get everybody talking about her and not Gypsy?
You
Not
think
really.
Gypsy set Brie up?
I think anything's possible, but I mean, I don't know. I think this was kind of a long time coming, to be honest.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past her, but I don't know. I mean, it would be really bad timing to do considering she just handed over her TikTok
Right.
account to
Yeah.
Bree and had Bree up there saying, "I'm our manager now," whenever people were saying that's against terms of service. And then right after Bree gets arrested, she immediately posts to her story, "I don't have a manager. You can email my business email."
Which makes me wonder what happened to Stanfield.
Yeah, that's
She
what Audrey
she
said.
was
Like,
tired of
what?
paying him.
Is he fired?
He was probably finally out of his contract, and she was tired of paying him because he was, like, taking a shit ton of money.
Wasn't she paying Ron Banyan at the same time as she was paying him?
I believe so.
Like
Wow.
that she had to have been just bleeding money those first few months.
Man, I have to say, the one time I was around Stanfield, he just looked so over it. He looked so over it. And I'm sure part of that had to do with the circumstances surrounding that day. But like from the get-go, he just did not seem invested.
Well, he didn't bother to figure out the right jurisdiction, clearly. I think he just thought that she would be a celeb in Missouri and they would do what they did with the plea deal.
But if they were going to do something in Missouri, he might as well have done Springfield. It didn't make any sense to do Chillicothe.
Right?
Mm-mm.
No sense.
Leland, yeah, I actually read that from her book. She wrote that in My Time to Stand, that she couldn't wait to get home and steal one of her mom's pain pills, crush it up, and put it in her feeding tube. I did a video on that, and I'm like, look at that. Like, so we have an admission from her own mouth that she was using the feeding tube to administer medication to herself that she wasn't prescribed.
Oh, I don't know if Gypsy's in a Section 8 housing. I don't keep up with it that much at all. And to be honest, if I would have asked any of that when I was friends with them, I would sit here now and tell you I don't know if I believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, she really doesn't seem to have any compunction about just putting out a story to cover herself. There's no, like, foundation of truth.
So the crisis PR people, that was an utter bullshit thing of somebody, Jasmine, the crazy loon, convincing Christy that she needed her help to keep all these content creators from being in her business and dictate basically who Christy could talk to. I don't know why Christy fell for it, and I don't know why she even believed it. And knowing Jasmine, she's known Jasmine for years, just like I had, just like Fancy has. Um, if they were ever going to have a crisis PR, they should have had crisis PR when this happened in 2015. Because they do that with families of these situations. They get them a crisis PR team to help them navigate social media and everything else, and with the trials and all of that. And they never had any of that, and I don't know why.
Hmm. That
Well,
wasn't
I'm
what Ron Banyan was?
Do what?
Crisis PR is not what the Ron Banyan PR place was?
Um, he may have been, but wasn't that after Jasmine?
Oh, I don't know who Jasmine is, so
Jasmine is
I'm
the
probably in
one
the
that
wrong
came out with
timeline.
she was Christie's crisis PR.
Oh, okay.
Jamie, whatever name she was using, I don't even remember now. Stirred up a bunch
Meth
of trouble. Hi,
Meth
Joy.
Why, this is Brandy. She used to be friends, with the Blanchards. That's why we're curious to hear her perspective a little more, as the videos really opened our eyes to a lot of things. Oh, I've been saying it wrong. It's Red Banyan, not Run Banyan.
Red
My
Band.
bad.
There's something up here. Let's see.
Leland Squirrels, yeah, Audacious Audrey called and verified it, and she just did a video. Apparently, Bree was bailed out by someone with the last name of M.
Last name of M?
They
Yeah.
could not confirm nor deny the question that she asked after the fact.
which was his last name Morales. Yeah, I've never thought she was worth quite that much, Boudica, but she was worth quite a bit. She loves to say all the dang time that, the act was made without her permission. They used her name to make money and she never profited from it. Well, the producer reached out to her in prison in 2020, I believe it was, and set up a trust fund for her.
Right,
It
there
w
was a
get
trust fund that they had put.
$50,000 from them.
Yep, that money and I believe, money from HBO were put into that. That was a big fight that Christy and Ryan had because and with Rod too, he wanted them to sign that trust over to Gypsy, and they refused while she was married to Ryan.
Wow.
Leila and it was $2,800 bail is what I heard.
Oh, $2,800 for the actual bail part? Wow.
Yeah.
Ouch.
And someone allegedly took something out of their funeral fund, which is that's crazy.
Mm.
Or
Yeah, I
burial
thought it was
fund.
really interesting when Bree was doing her little breakdown about their community. She went on and on about how they've raised like $12,000 to help people out in her community, and I thought, well, then why are your tags stolen, and you don't have insurance and
Well,
stuff?
it
Like,
was
help.
just a year ago they were paying her water bill.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Look, we all hit hard times and need help
yeah,
sometimes.
I've
I
been
get
too.
it. But I mean, you still don't have insurance. You still don't have tags on your car. They're basically stealing plates to put on your car. Like, look, we got stopped in Louisiana just for having floodlights on when it wasn't raining, like, or when foggy out. Fog lights on.
Wow.
Sorry, fog lights on when it wasn't raining, and the car has them automatically, or the car we had then did, and we didn't even know how to turn. Like, we asked the officer, "Look, can you help us figure out how to turn them off?" We don't. We're from Texas. We don't worry about it. We had to. They literally stopped us and were going to give us a ticket for it. I was like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah, like, I've been in bad situations too with, being just real poor in the past. I was working hard and everything, but just had a lot of bills and not a lot of money. I've had to drive an illegal farm truck hoping against hope I didn't get pulled over. I had insurance, but I had other things wrong on it, like, taillights and stuff that I needed to fix. I had one out, and not to where it was completely dangerous, but I'm just saying I have been there, but I can't imagine being there and then while explaining it, bragging about how much money I've raised.
Yeah,
And that's it just yeah, the cognitive dissonance.
that's an odd one.
They didn't want to give them that trust because they did not trust Ryan and Gypsy with that trust money, because it really was to set her up with a home and get her feet on the ground, because they knew that this documentary wasn't gonna last forever. That money wasn't a forever income, and they just didn't trust Ryan with it.
Yep.
That's what I was told.
Yeah, I can see that, honestly, and I saw that in the emails too. Boudica, it's, Ivory Rose Grows Wild is living with Christy and Rod. Woo woo, woo woo bestie. Thank you, TA Swifty, I appreciate that. TA Swifty, for anyone who doesn't know, she's the one who gave me the idea whenever I first started using the little clip of Gypsy typing all angry whenever she was whenever I'm reading her emails. TA Swifty said, sent me a message and said, "Can you turn her green and put a witch hat on their head?"
I do have my wig coming, by the way.
Nice, nice. Oh man, that's gonna be fun. Brandy's gonna do a little Gyp parody within a wig.
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all ask me questions about these videos.
I saw that my parents found the millennial wig earlier that my mom had bought, and I have a few prom dresses, so the thoughts crossed my mind.
Here we go. We can all put on goofy wigs and a prom dress.
If I can still fit my prom dress, I'll put it on.
Oh man. I'm gonna go get another glass of water real quick. If you guys don't mind, just talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Crispy Dandy, that's what we were told.
Yeah. I don't know too much about her. Do think the situation was quite odd. do find it very interesting that she went from being on the show harassing Gypsy to being where she's at now, you know?
I
Again,
was
like I
just
said
floored that she
earlier,
was with her at their party after she was off parole. Was it a birthday party, whatever it was that they'd gone to that night? I was floored by that. I'm like, why is she in those pictures? Like, as soon as I saw the pictures, I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then just it was nonstop. And I'm like, oh, what the hell is going on right now? Like, this is weird.
no, I get it. Like I said, she who shall not be named is not controllable whatsoever, and I think that's why the whole Chillicothe incident was not broadcast on the show, no matter how good I feel like it probably would have been for ratings.
I thought
But
it was done for ratings, to be honest.
it was what?
I thought it was done for ratings. I thought Mike did that for a publicity stunt.
But it showed up nowhere. But you know
Right.
what? But again, like I said, that situation could not be controlled. Um, so they went with the safe option, which in my opinion was Woo Woo Bestie
Mhm.
from what I'm seeing. But you know, who knows? Who knows what's really going on? There's a lot of crazy stuff in this world, I've noticed.
Hey, Christy, sorry, Brandy, I have a question for you about
Okay.
Christy. Um, we saw in one of Christy's initial interviews after the murder, where Springfield was calling and interviewing her, that she said something to the effect of, well, I know she had leukemia, or I know she had cancer. And things are, we're finding things now that seem to indicate she might have had it childhood and been treated or grown out. Have you ever heard Christy say anything implying that?
Other than that, that's what they believed back then. And
Gotcha.
that's why they thought she was a sick child. So, I mean, even in and it's hard because we know they lie, so it's like
Yeah. Right.
I'm just
Yeah.
it's like, were they being honest or were they not? I don't know. I just know that that is something I had always been told from way
Well, it's
back.
kind of like with Gypsy, you have to just look at what they say in different contexts and look for them to slip up and accidentally tell the truth.
Right, right, and you kinda have to it's more of reading between the lines of what isn't being said, and taking all of the stories and putting them in a pot and just pulling things out, and you can kinda get the truth, kinda, because there's bits of truth to everything.
Yeah. It is very interesting.
But I
Oh,
do know that I mean, she explained different things to me about when Gypsy was little and things like that, so they really did believe that she was a sick child.
gotcha.
'Cause some of the stories that she had shared, just I don't know, sitting back looking at it, I'm going, "Now that was too much like me sharing a story of one of my kids when they were little, falling, hitting their knee kinda thing, and they would share story and it was just too legit feeling to be made up."
Another weird thing is I was listening to the interview where they called Laura and Claude Petrie. They hadn't found Dee Dee's body yet. They didn't know she was murdered. She was just missing.
Mhm,
And the whole conversation about the Dee Dee trying to poison her
mhm,
hit me as so strange because she started ranting about what a beautiful cactus Claude had. And then that Gypsy told them that the reason why the cactus had died was her mama was putting spray of something on it, some kind of plant vitamins, and then that she'd saw Dee Dee putting the same plant vitamins in her mom's food. And it just hit so weird. It sounded like they'd been sitting around bad mouthing Dee Dee about this damn cactus, and Gypsy decided I'm gonna get in on this and say something they'll approve of. Well, honestly,
right.
that's how it sounded, and I know I'm not even pretending that I'm not biased. I don't like Gypsy, so perhaps I'm just looking at it wrong, but it just hit me so weird. Did anyone else?
No, I agree. There was a lot of bad blood, I think. I think there had been a lot of, sibling rivalry and things happening in the family, and, I mean, I don't want to discredit their claims early on. We can say they were paid by HBO all we want. In the end, their stories have never really changed on different things that they feel that Dee Dee was doing. And so, but you can hear in that phone call, there was just some
Oh,
venom.
they hated her.
Oh, yeah.
Hated. Yeah. And it hit me as so strange. Like, they're calling saying Dee Dee is missing and Gypsy. And this lady goes to ranting about a beautiful cactus.
That is so odd.
Right. It's so odd.
Yeah.
A little sus. It really does seem like her family hates her, and whether that's for one reason or another, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's hard to say because it's always been presented that as well, that's proof that Dee Dee's awful. Her family hated her. But a lot of times families hate someone who stands up to problems. You know what I mean?
Well, and I
If
think
there's
all
big problems
families
all
have
around.
different dynamics and different levels of toxicity issues, a lot of times. And I think
Yeah.
that could have
Yeah.
been a lot of what was going on. And just, I know that we had been told for years that Dee Dee's mom favored her over the other children. And there is the rumor that she's not Claude's. We don't know. We don't know any of that, but it would kind of fit if that's the case.
Do you know about this comment, Brandy? Christy introduced
I've
stepmom.
heard that.
I had never heard that. That was brand new information to me. Wow. Okay. Huh. That would be weird for Dee Dee. God. Have Christy take your husband and then introduce a new woman to your dad? Because weren't Claude and Laura kind of get it on before Emma died?
From what I understand, but it's rumor. So
So that would be weird. I just can't imagine how that would have to feel to Dee Dee. You know?
It seems like it's a real small world down there, though.
Yeah.
because it is very small. Like it's not it's a rural area. There's not, the population's not very high. So it's just different. It's just a different culture.
Someone asked who has the Ryan Fox picture on panel. That's Laura, the daughter from Into the Weeds.
Oh, my bad. I should probably change this shit.
Or
had it from
are
the
also
other
known
day.
as Psycho.
I had it from the other day and I just forgot to change it. My bad.
That's okay. I forgot I didn't have my camera on, and I've been all over the place and got black eyes happening because of my sinuses. And Texas decided to have winter for 2 days, so I was in
Yeah.
shorts. I was in shorts Sunday and woke up Monday morning to 30s. So yeah, cold.
No,
Well,
I get it. On Sunday, I was wearing shorts, walking my dog and hiking, and by the end of the night, it was 14 degrees.
yeah, like what the hell is going on with the weather? In my face, I'm like miserable. I'm like, holy crap.
Sunday, my husband didn't know what the heck was going on because I went outside and I'm like, oh, it's so nice. Let's go for a walk. And I've got a t-shirt on and everything. And about an hour later, he needed to take a shower and stuff. So about an hour later, we're ready to actually go. And he was like, I'm surprised you think it's nice. I want to go for a walk. It's only 60 degrees. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It felt like 80 when I was out there. And a cold wind had suddenly blown in, lowered it by 20 degrees in that hour. And then by the time we got done with our walk, it was like 50, getting down in the 40s. Like it just came in
wow.
fast.
It was the same over here. Just the wind started blowing, and then before I knew it, it was 14 degrees, like I said.
I think the commenters are pretty unanimous. So Laura, please don't change your profile pic.
Okay, my bad. I'll keep it. It is kind of funny. I don't even really talk about Ryan very often, so I don't know why I even changed it
So
to that.
there was a comment up here. Let me find it. It was about Gypsy getting her ways from Rod and the grandfather. Oh, there it is. If anyone wonders where Gypsy got her habits from, look at Rod and her grandfather in my
Oh yeah.
laughing my ass off. Infidelity all over.
Yeah, and even in her emails, Gypsy talked about, realizing that, she's like her dad, she can't be with just one person and all kinds of stuff like that. It's very, very obvious. And it was really, really shocking to me in her book, in the show, in these emails that other than physical abuse, and so far, everything that Dee Dee said Rod did, they've all admitted he did.
Yeah.
I thought that we were gonna find out that, Rod was completely different and nothing like Dee Dee portrayed him. But like I said, other than physical abuse, I haven't heard evidence of that yet, other than him being in, bar fights and stuff. But
Mhm.
everything else that Dee Dee said about Rod, they've come out with.
Yeah, I mean, Pimp Juice is a little is a little out there.
Mhm.
I know they've said, "What does Fox say?" And now that song is stuck in my head.
Oh, I feel you there.
What does Fox say?
Yeah, Amos, high five. Whenever I very first, did that video excuse me. Sorry, I'm smoking, y'all. Whenever I very first did that video of, Ryan's emails about the furry fox deal, I can't use copyrighted music on YouTube, but I did a short version on TikTok, and at the end, I played "What Does the Fox Say?"
Ryan definitely watches your videos, millennial. He is like the number one viewer because he always just happens to talk about what you're talking about. And this one time
Really?
he's like, "Oh, this one lady or this lady." And I'm just like, "Oh my God, he's talking about her." I don't remember what the context was, but it was definitely you.
It's so funny because I feel like I don't really talk about Ryan that much. Like, I don't think he's that significant other than the fact he shows Gypsy's patterns. He shows how she never changes with every dude that she's with. And also, crap, I lost my second point. I'm sorry, y'all.
Well, you don't talk about Ryan that often, but you read through the emails a lot. And the emails, I think, are the things that hurt Ryan the most
Yeah.
because that's when he married her. That's when he got to know her. That's when they had like the bulk of their relationship. So
Mhm.
I think that he watches a lot of it to kind of see what was going on. And we can all tell that he's in such clear denial. Um, and I think you really get to him. I can't lie.
That's so funny. I remember what I was going to say. The other reason why I do feel like it is somewhat important to show, Ryan's patterns because he defends Gypsy to this day. I know he says he doesn't, but whatever. We all see him. And for people who don't know that much information, Ryan kind of legitimizes her. They're like, "Oh, well, he was a school teacher and this and that,
Mhm.
and even though she cheated on him, broke his heart, he's still not mad at her." And they have no idea that Ryan went into this completely blind, never wanted to know much about the case. You can hear it in his emails. He was not interested in knowing anything other than that documentary that he saw, and he thought she was cute. Like
Right. I had a
but
train
yeah,
of thought, and I totally lost that train of thought. Where was I going with that? I
that's what
had
I
it in
did
my head,
earlier.
and I started listening to what you were saying, and then totally lost my train. Let me get the chat. Maybe it was in the chat.
And Edna, I know what that means. Oh,
I
man.
don't even wanna know that comment. Mm-mm. I'm scared.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, and Ken and Gypsy said on that one live that they want the phone calls to be released because they say that the phone calls will prove that Ryan did tell Gypsy what she said he told her in that one email that she was upset about, and they want everyone to know. I
Mhm.
don't understand why they don't realize that that makes Gypsy look really bad
So she still
because
married him.
yeah, she not only did she marry him, she planned to have a child with him, and then when she did have a child with Keen, she sent Ryan pictures of that baby and
Mhm.
planned to take the baby to see him until Keen put his foot down.
they're so delusional on I just don't understand it. I don't understand how they don't understand how bad these videos make her look. And we can
Yeah.
say, well, they were 15 years ago, they were 10 years ago, however long ago they were. It doesn't fucking matter. They're bad, you
Yeah.
know? And like I told you guys, if Gypsy were to come out and say, she did her little story where she commented about the videos and then deflected all to Nick. If she were to come out and say, "Look, I regret those videos. I know now and I have learned how awful that was. I should have never have done that," and owned it, people could give her a little more respect. But she
Maybe.
didn't do any of that. She deflected right onto blaming Nick anyways.
Yeah, every single issue, she reacts in a way where it's just like, "Oh my god, like, if you would have just handled it this way, it would have been so much more reasonable." But
Right.
at the
All
same
it shows
time,
is she's not healed from anything. If there's true trauma, she's not healed from it, period.
there's nothing she can say about anything that will make
Right.
me feel any different about her. Like,
Oh,
there's
no, I
even
agree.
if
I
she
mean,
starts handling everything perfectly, like, saying everything right that she should in response to all these, like, it won't change the way I feel about her at this point. All it
oh, I
could do
remember
is
what my thought process was. Everybody was talking about she needed Ryan to have a place to stay when she got out of prison. That's not true because Christy and Rod started redoing the house so that Gypsy would have her room and so they could film in the home because they were already planning this show years ago. So there
Mhm.
was already a plan in place for her to go live with Christy and Rod. So the narrative of her needing Ryan and using him for a place to live, that wasn't true. I think she used him for the D myself, but
Yeah, I thought at first that that was surely the case that, she used him for the address, but after reading the emails, I actually think she kind of married him on a whim to make Kian jealous.
that too. That
I
too.
I could see
Yeah.
it being a unhealthy balance of both.
Well,
Yeah, like
it's always since the murder, it's been about the D. Always. Before the incident, it's been about the D. And I don't think that's changed.
yeah. Yeah, it's real clear in her emails. Yeah, Crystal, one thing that did surprise me, I didn't expect to see Gypsy occasionally being upfront in her emails with Ryan and saying, "Listen, I'm not attracted to you. You're icking me out. I'm done." That happened often, and he absolutely wouldn't accept it. It doesn't excuse any of Gypsy's stuff, but that part did surprise me.
Oh
But
yeah,
every
as
now and
much
then,
as
she would
I
just out with it.
yeah, as much as I dislike Gypsy, it made me almost empathize with her because I'm like, oh my God, like I've been in situations where I've told a man, no, 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 I'm not interested in you, and he just keeps on keeping on, and that was Ryan 100%.
Oh my god, yeah, like, she would be like, "I'm not attracted to you, you're icking me out, leave me alone." And he would immediately send her, like, I don't know, 24 emails.
That was
Be like,
manipulative. That showed
"I
me
know better than that."
exactly who Ryan is.
He'd be like, "You know better than that. We do have chemistry."
You know we have chemistry. You know you're attracted to me. You know I'm the best you're ever gonna get. Like, are you kidding
Mhm.
me? That's like ridiculous to send to any woman, even if it is Gypsy Rose Blanchard, okay?
It's
Well, and then
gross.
she would turn around, and once she decided she needed him again, she would turn around and love bomb him like crazy,
Yes,
and
she would.
just a total cycle of him always trying to get back to the love bombing and, doing his own weird, like, constant bombing himself.
Yeah.
I used to blame her hypersexuality on the fact that she had been so secluded and not allowed to be a normal 15-year-old girl. I've always felt that that was a lot of it. Eh, and and I don't know where I sit on that yet, guys, because I'm still trying to unpack where my brain has been for the last 10 years of this story. Um, and that's just being totally clear and honest with you. But I mean, we know that the microdeletion causes some of that. We know that mental illness causes hypersexuality, but it's also very normal for young girls to be curious so I just don't know that she was ever taught a healthy way of being sexual.
I mean,
Yeah,
most
I don't
girls
know,
aren't
but the
taught a healthy way of being sexual. It's kind of something you just kind of have to figure out on your own.
I think we learned from our girlfriends and talking and that kind of thing. I mean, I did
the
because my
thing is,
mother was terrified of all of it, but
for me, I've like I've shared before, I grew up in a really conservative, homeschooled, religious environment, and I had a lot of friends who were also homeschooled. And I say friends loosely because it's the '80s and early '90s,
right.
and so we didn't have social media to talk and everything. And we'd see each other once every other month or so at a big homeschool meetup where we would all play baseball. And some of them come from way even more strict homes, like borderline Amish and Mennonite and different things like that. And I can't think of a single one of them anywhere near Gypsy. A lot of them ran off and left home at 16, 17, 18 in order to be, quote unquote, a normal person because they wanted that. They wanted that normal life. I can identify with that part, but none of us did anything like Gypsy.
Right. Well, and then that one and seeing these videos and reading these emails, I'm like, "Oh, well, then that
Yeah.
kinda takes that thought process in a different turn." It just doesn't compute, I guess. I don't know. I'm in a
I
weird
get it
spot with
though.
it
I get
still.
it. And I'm really starting to think that she was just born weird. Like
Well, I
some
think wasn't it
some in
Laura
her
that
brain.
said the other day that she was just a sexual deviant? Wasn't it Laura
Yeah,
talking about that?
I
And
think so.
first I'm like, "I don't know why she keeps saying that." Like this and then the more we go into it, I'm like, "Never mind. Just never
Yeah.
mind."
Yeah, I don't think that being kinky is inherently sexually deviant whatsoever, but just the way she goes about it is so u unique. I don't know.
Oh, Margaret,
Yeah.
I completely agree with that. None of the things about the daughter were normal and okay by any means, so please y'all don't think I'm even trying to
Oh,
say
no,
that.
I didn't think that at all, Brady.
No, I didn't think that at all. And an argument that I'm hearing a lot on TikTok is like, people in the comments of random, gypsies kind of turn into a meme, all of these videos. And people will be like, well, this just shows that she was, abused because these are all common, like, behaviors of someone that's abused.
And I don't agree with that.
You know, I go back and forth, but like, yeah, I mean, personally speaking, I kind of do believe the grandfather allegation.
I still do. I'm with you there. I'm not convinced otherwise at this
Yeah.
time. Not that
So,
I can't change my mind. I'm just right now.
yeah, the
I'm
way
not sure anymore because everything keeps getting turned.
it's just the way that he talked about it that made me feel so
That's what
weird
made
about
me
it.
think it was, yeah.
So, but regardless, I really don't know how I feel about Dee Dee. I feel like there was something toxic going on, but you can have a fairly normal life. Well, not that that was a normal life, but you can have a fairly good mother or father or home situation and still turn out kinky or a little bit more than that.
Batshit crazy?
Yeah, bad shit crazy. Honest. Yeah, that's better description.
Level 1 knit job.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, Kelly, I actually was thinking earlier today, I heard a clip someone was playing of Ryan trying to talk about how horrible Dee Dee was, and he was like, "Her mama wouldn't even let her blue jeans. She couldn't even wear blue jeans. That she was that strict." And all of my Pentecostal friends growing up, none of them could wear any kind of pants. Like, the way that Gypsy dressed with Dee Dee in those, prom dresses
Mhm.
and the
Weird
princess
clothes.
costumes
God, it
that
was so
Dee Dee would put
weird.
her in and stuff like that, like, that kind of stuff would have never been allowed among Pentecostals, like, a crap ton of stuff that Gypsy wore, places that she went, movies and media she was allowed to consume would have never, ever, ever been allowed for kids growing up in Pentecostal homes and Amish homes and, FLDS and all that, so I just it just rings absolutely hollow and pointless to me whenever her defenders bring up all the time. You got to understand, Gypsy wanted to be a normal girl. Well, a lot of kids do, and the proper response is you run the hell away.
Right. I left at 15 because I just
Mhm.
needed a normal life away from my crazy parents, and I left home at 15. You
Yeah.
know, um, I had Pentecostal friends growing up, and we lived way out, so our bus ride was like a 2-hour freaking bus ride to the school, and the one girl was in high school and her sister was my age, and the sister would come on, she would stay in her dress, she wouldn't, she acted like a good little low Pentecostal girl. The sister, good God, she'd get on that bus, they sat in the back, and she would take her skirt off and put her jeans on and put her skirt up in the top, and when she'd get on the bus in the afternoon, she'd put her skirt back on and wipe her
Mhm.
makeup off.
She
She
probably
was
got her butt
so
whooped for
bad.
it a few times getting caught too, and I bet she kept on.
And we had
Got
the
away.
back then, Laura won't know this because she's way too young. We had party lines where you shared a phone line, and the
Mhm.
phone rang a certain way when it was yours and a different way when it was their number.
Yeah, like
And
2 longs and a shorts is
yeah, and
someone
we'd
skipped a
pick
big
up the
ring.
phone and you could hear her on the phone talking. I'm telling you what, she was something. I don't
Hey
ever know what
man,
happened to her, but boy, was she wild.
I will let you know that my aunt had a party line just like 2 or 3 years ago, so I know what that
Do they
is.
still have them?
She lived in a very unique situation.
Oh,
We'll just say
okay.
that. But yeah, it was a party line, and they weren't all homes together.
I only know about party lines because I was born in the early '80s, and the Ozarks had just upgraded from party lines before I was born, and a lot of my, great aunts who like to be nosy were irritated that the party lines were gone. They couldn't listen in no more. They were always complaining about it. We got a lot of, people in the comments who know about,
The Pentecostal
Pentecostals
ways,
and the jeans. I'm not sure if it was jeans or more like,
sweatpants kinda thing, like
sweatpants or
stretchy yoga
yeah,
pants,
like
maybe?
scrubs type stuff. Actually don't wear jeans to this day. I only wear leggings or skirts because I just never got comfortable in them. Like, after I, left home and could wear them, I tried for a while, but eventually I just gave up. They just never felt comfortable. I feel like I'm in a straitjacket.
Oh, I am a jeans girl, like,
Yep. Well, ladies, we have been on for 2 hours, so we should probably go ahead and wind it down soon.
sorry I was so late.
No problem. Thank
The
you for
HUD's
coming on.
decided to go with me, and then he had to stop at another store that I wasn't going, and then he had to touch everything, so
That happens. Anything y'all want to bring up before we go? Any thoughts you hadn't got a chance to express?
Not any that I should express. No, no, I don't really have too many other thoughts.
That's funny.
No, I am going to keep digging with y'all and unpacking and deprogramming my brain, so people be patient with me as I try to realign my thinking. I mean, I have followed Gypsy Story since 2015, since it happened. So
Yeah.
this has been a lot for me.
Yeah, I
No, I
completely get it.
understand. I've had similar issues with this and also other things, in my personal life. And yeah, sometimes you just have to you have to train yourself almost not to think a certain way.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
I empathize with that.
Yeah, I mean, and people in the chats and comments have been pretty patient with me because a lot of them have been where I am now about Dee Dee. They'd already been there for months and weeks, and they've been patient with me as I continued, expressing my thoughts until I saw what I saw in that one video, and a whole new possibility really, truly opened up to me that Dee Dee might have been conned. I don't know for sure yet, but it's just feeling more likely that as opposed to being the mastermind of the con, Dee Dee was conned. And yeah, I'm real curious what
So,
more we're gonna find out if anything is gonna get turned back around or what.
one thought process I have with that is, could it have been both? Like,
I think it where I'm kind of seeing it at the moment is I think when Gypsy decided she wanted to be with Dan, playing wheelchair wasn't so fun anymore. And that's when she told Dee Dee because,
And I
in
think
that
Dee Dee, it's very accurate and possible that Dee Dee could have said, "Look, if you stop this now, we're going to go to jail." Like,
that's where I was
Yeah.
going. Yeah, I think it's possible that Dee Dee might have been like, "What the fuck? Like, what do we do? Our whole life is built on this. I don't know what we're gonna do. We'll be homeless again." And we know that they had been homeless multiple times
mhm.
with her family kicking her out, with Katrina and stuff, and I feel like some of the, if it was Dee Dee and not Gypsy, I feel like some of the hoarding of different things in the house was probably from insecurity and PTSD from home insecurity,
So I
being
brought
literally
that up
homeless
last
sometimes.
night, with Natasha about the baby clothes and how they were labeled. He said,
Mhm.
"Brandy, compare the writing. The writing on Shaky Baby is the same that's
I
on
know.
the." And so now I'm just like, because remember you and I talked about that, I'm like, "Holy shit, it really she is the one that organized the fucking closet."
I think she did, yeah, I think a lot of that stuff hoarded up in there, um, was organized and hoarded by Gypsy, and, she complained in her book as, an example of Dee Dee's crazy hoarding and how stuff she did didn't make any sense. She was like, "My mom was always buying random prom dresses and, that were on sale and this and that." And, well, now we know from these videos, Gypsy was wearing those every dang day, it looks like. She was probably
Right.
picking them out, you know?
And I do think she created that. And it just I don't know, my brain is in a really weird spot, guys, where I am trying to and probably until we get to the end of all these videos and emails, I mean,
Yeah.
it may be forever before we kinda can figure it out completely.
Oh, I agree. And this comment here mentions a good point too. She really acted like what she expected Dee Dee to do was to set her and Nick up to continue the same life, like stay in the wheelchair
Mhm.
and all
Right.
this stuff, even though she told her. Like, I don't think she ever wanted to leave that lifestyle. I think she
Mm,
enjoyed that.
the video of them at Cape Cod, isn't that Cape Cod where they're doing the parade? Isn't that the Cape Cod one?
Yeah.
I have watched that piece, and it has hit me like a ton of bricks. Gypsy wasn't in her wheelchair in that video. When she's
That's what
videoing
I've
Dee Dee, she is up above Dee Dee. She is not in a wheelchair.
Well, I've that's what I've heard a few people say, but it kind of looked to me like maybe Dee Dee was sitting down on the curb and she was sitting in a
She was
chair,
in a
but
chair. You can see
That's
because the
kinda what
others
I
are in the
oh,
little like, little bag chair kinda thing. She was in a chair.
really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god, I gotta look at that again. The thing that hit me about that one was Gypsy's always claiming, Dee Dee wouldn't allow her to have sugar and stuff like that. Well, she took Dee Dee's drink from her, talking about her being diabetic, and
Right.
didn't she take a sip?
Mhm. I think
Yeah.
so.
I mean, we'd already seen her eating different desserts and stuff all the time, and she talked about all the sugar, but it's just wild that she continues sticking to that narrative, "Oh, my
Mhm.
mom wouldn't let me have sugar." Like, we know better.
Right. Yes, New Orleans lady, the video of her dancing just it brings tears to my eyes because that is a side
Mm,
that we have not seen in all of these years.
really
I
humanizes
agree.
her.
I'm sorry, what was that, Alora?
Just that it really humanizes her.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree, and I overwhelmingly, the response to showing Dee Dee dancing as often as I have been in the videos has been really, really positive. There have been a couple of people new to commenting that were just like, "That seems kind of disrespectful," and I understand why someone might feel that way, but I think after some more time consuming and seeing how all this has went, that more people will understand how important it is to humanize Dee Dee and show her smiling and laughing and having fun.
Because we haven't had that ever in this
No.
case, and I
Right.
think that that is very important.
Yes, and it really hit me too because when I saw her laughing and dancing there and, at the parade and the Cape Cod video and everything, I'm like, this is what I remember my people describing all the time. This is exactly how they described Dee Dee, and they couldn't understand how they'd been so fooled, how now they have to suddenly accept that she was this monster when this is what they remembered,
Mm-hmm.
and why so many of them just kind of, removed their mind from it completely and do not consume any information about the case whatsoever.
And this is
Wow.
also where I go with people like me. I'm in Texas, so I don't have any clout or any pull in Missouri. But if you live in Missouri, start pushing for the officials to understand this case was messed up and changes to happen, because we don't want to have this to happen again. I mean, Gypsy should have not gotten 10 years. She should be in there just like Nick. And
Yeah,
that has been very hard for me to stomach saying, to be honest.
yeah. Yeah, it's really frustrating to think that public opinion can so easily sway the legal system and to the point of affecting the sentencing for a self-confessed murderer. She pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. And public opinion is very easily swayed. I mean, we know that people can buy massive bot farms and create a bunch of articles and sway public opinion to
Mhm.
something that's not factual and correct. And that's just really scary to think public opinion can put a murderer free
Yeah, no kidding.
and possibly a PDF file.
That's what it's seeming like,
And
unfortunately.
I agree. And that makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, man, let's try not to end on such a somber note. Does anyone have a joke? Oh my God.
What does the fox say?
Secret of the fox. Ancient mystery
mystery.
hiding
So-
deep in the woods.
Yeah. I was like 12 or 13 when that came out. I
Oh.
remember riding on my bike with my friend, and she was on my on the pegs on the back, and we were just singing that song when it first came out. Yeah.
As soon as I read that email, I was just like, "Oh my God." I sat there for a minute and then I opened YouTube and played that song. When I realized it was actually between Gypsy and Ryan, I'm the source, I'm the baddie of the original misinformation that was between Gypsy and Ken, because I read it at first not in context of everything around it. I just come across it and it's like, "Oh, husky. They got the husky tattoos. Obviously, this is Ken." My mistake. Now it's very clear that it was Ryan.
I mean, Ryan even admitted
He
that
did, yeah.
it was him. He said it was a joke, but
And
it
that it
was
was a
him.
girl fox costume, but
Yeah, I don't
doesn't make
know,
any
Ryan.
sense that he would be talking about a girl fox costume, because Gypsy replied and said, "I like the fox one best. Okay, here's what I want for my suit, a pink and black husky." So if that was a girl fox suit, why would she be like, "Okay, I like that one best. Here's what I want for mine." You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, totally. Hey Ryan, there's no shame in your game. Do it.
Yeah.
Just own it.
Yeah, be a
Right.
fox if you want to. It doesn't matter. The point is it's about pointing out Gypsy's patterns. And also, I wanted to say there have been a lot of people in my comments from the furry community who have said, "Yeah, we will not accept Gypsy in our community or anyone who chose to marry the murderer." And
Thank the
I see you and
Lord.
I appreciate you all. That is awesome.
Absolutely. There's some furries that I absolutely love, and they own that shit. Come on, Ryan.
They
Just own
do.
it.
And
Yeah.
it's not like any of this has been. Like, I have several friends, and it's like, I don't even want to bring this up to them because I'm just like, this is almost embarrassing.
I get
Yeah.
it, man.
Well, there's a lot of people in my comments from different aspects of the BDSM community too, who are like, it's upsetting because people not familiar are sometimes thinking that all this crap she's spouting out in these videos actually represent us. And same with the furries. Lots of them been in my comments saying, "Yeah, they don't represent it. They not like us. They not like us."
They ain't like us.
No, absolutely. She uses the most toxic part of BDSM and completely
Mhm.
fits it to her own narrative. Same thing with the furry stuff. And again, like, you should just own it. Don't don't be weird about it.
Yeah, I
The
even
comment.
joined the only reason I even joined the name that should not be named team in the beginning was because of the BDSM side of it, and people had it so wrong because they were just kind of believing it was coming off of 50 Shades of Grey, and everybody was just believing it was this and this and this, and it was like, "Oh my god, we're gonna get somebody
BDSM
hurt."
caused a murder. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
And so it was crazy, and it makes me angry to even listen to them and the videos and how they discuss BDSM. It's like, "Oh my god, this is still not it. Oh, Jesus."
Yeah. I mean, even 50 Shades of Grey is widely believed to be among the BDSM community
completely
inappropriate and
inaccurate.
completely
They frown
inaccurate.
upon it. They
Yes.
frown upon it big time.
People are cracking me up in the comments saying, "Damn, being rejected by the furries. The furries says you can't sit with us." Yeah.
If you
they
can't
are
sit at the
saying that.
furries table, you got a problem.
They're one of the most accepting
Yeah.
aspects, but they don't accept anyone who has the kind of pedophile tendencies that Gypsy showed in those videos.
Right.
Yeah. As they
So, yep,
should, or
the
as
furry
they
said, "They
should.
not like us."
They not
Oh my
like
gosh,
us.
look at this
They
comment.
not like us.
And on Fridays, we wear our tickle bitty fur because
Yes. I love it.
Oh, well, thank you so much for being here, ladies. This is a much more light subject to end everything on.
Yes, I would agree. Thank you very much for having us on.
Thank you. I
Thank
enjoyed
you.
it, ladies.
Thank you so much to everyone in the comments for being here. We appreciate y'all.
Have a good night,
Have a
everybody.
Bye, guys. Happy New Year, everybody.
Oh, yeah. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.